Hello everybody. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the 2025 through 2026 gubernatorial elections in all these states. To start this off, we'll start off with Virginia and New Jersey since those are coming up in 2025. In the state of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger right now is running a good campaign. She's raising a lot of money. Winsome Sears is not running very strong campaign like Glenn Youngkin did. There's just no energy behind her campaign right now, so I believe Spanberger's gonna win by upper single digits, like 8 to 9 points as of now. Could honestly go safe if she keeps doing well over Sears, and if Sears doesn't step up her game on her campaigning. So right now, about 8 to 9 points for Spanberger. In the state of New Jersey, this one's gonna be much closer. The nominees have been confirmed. That is Jack Ciattarelli and Mickey Sherrill. Those are the nominees. Sherrill is not a very strong candidate, but she's not necessarily a weak candidate. She's somewhere in the middle. And Ciattarelli actually performed really well in 2021, making the race closer than what the polling was expecting. And this state has trended further to the right from 2021, and Republicans right this moment are putting a lot of energy and time into this state. Democrats probably will as well. This is going to be a close one to watch out for. Well, as of now, I think Republicans will successfully flip this state red as of now by a very narrow margin. But that's one we got to keep our eyes out for. And now to the 2026 gubernatorial elections. We're going to fill out the safe states. We're going to put California, Hawaii. We're going to put Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maryland. And then the safe Republican ones will be Idaho, Wyoming, South Carolina, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, Texas, Alaska. I think will be safe unless Mary Patola runs, which if she were to run for an office, it would probably be the House again, but could be governors. If it's governors, I'll be down to move this to likely or lean Republican, but as of now, we'll put it safe. And Vermont is safe, and New Hampshire is probably going to be safe as well because Kelly Ayotte, she's pretty favorable in that state, and that state typically likes to elect Republican governors, and since she's got incumbency advantage, it should help her out most likely, unless a strong Democrat tries to run against her. Colorado, that one's also safe blue as well. Illinois is probably going to still be over 10, but it could get a little bit closer, probably about 10 to 11 points as of now. So I still think it's safe Democratic. And that should be all for the safe states. We'll start off with the likely Democrat states. Oregon, that one's going to be likely. Their governor races here tend to be closer, while in 2022 it was lean blue, and then 2018 it was likely blue. Since the state overall is not really trending right, it overall looks to be a left trending state long term. I think it's going to be about a 6 to 7 point win for the Democrat here. The state of Maine, that one's also likely Democratic. This one's going to be an open race, but Republicans aren't putting up very strong candidates here, as far as I know. No one that sticks out on the Republican side, and then Democrats can probably find a decent candidate there and then hold this state by upper single digits, most likely as of now. And now we'll go to the likely Republican states. Oops, New Mexico, that one we could put likely Democratic as well. Believe that one's gonna stay about like that. Probably about 7 to 8 points instead of 6 points is how blue that state will be. Again, the Republican Party in New Mexico isn't the most competent, so that could hurt their chances there. They're not going to have a great shot in the state of New Mexico. Minnesota as well. It's probably about 5 points. It's close to lean blue. It's between lean and likely blue, but as of now, I'll give it to Tim Walz, who is most likely going to be the Democrat nominee. In 2026 is going to be about 5 points for him. Again, Minnesota doesn't have the greatest candidates either on the Republican side, especially on that Senate race where Royce White was the Republican nominee. We saw how that went down, but other than that, Republicans aren't too bad in Minnesota, but not great. Now we're down to the likely Republican states. Start off with Nevada. Joe Lombardo here. He's very popular amongst the whole state, and I believe he can win all the counties here. He could win at least 3 out of the 4 congressional districts. He might even win all 4, depending on how well he does in Clark County. But as of now, I have Lombardo winning by about somewhere between 5 to 7 points as of now. And the next likely state will be Ohio. Vivek Ramaswamy running in this state. I think he can help turn out maybe some of the younger voters here. There'll be several voters who are not inclined to vote for him, which could make this race go from safe to likely. So I have Ramaswamy winning by about 7 to 8 points as of now. And the state of Kansas, this one's a flip for Republicans. I believe it's going to go likely Republican. The Democrat options here aren't nearly going to be as good as Laura Kelly. She was just very popular in the state. If they get the lieutenant governor to run here, will probably be the closest. It's probably Democrats' best choice, but as of now, they could be about 5 to 6 points red. Could be even redder, might be a little closer, but as of now, about 5 to 6 points is where I have it now. Now we'll go to the lean Democrat states. Start off with New York. This one, Kathy Hochul. This New York, she's very unpopular in this state overall, where even the lieutenant governor here is trying to run against her in the Democratic primary. That's not a very good look here. And it looks like Elise Stefanik, she's going to be the Republican nominee most likely. And she could probably do well in the state overall, but since this state is still very blue and it's got a ways to go before becoming competitive, it's probably going to be about 3-point win for Kathy Hochul here in this state. It's going to be really hard to flip it red because of that New York City area. And then Pennsylvania, this one's also lean blue. Josh Shapiro is pretty popular in this state. He has high approval ratings. We saw in 2022 he was able to win by about 16 points, largely because Doug Mastriano is a very weak candidate, and he has many controversies and scandals to his name, which caused many Republicans not to vote for him. But this time, since party registration has shifted a little bit more to the right, and assuming Mastriano is not the nominee for Republicans here, I think it'll be more like a 4-point win here for Shapiro instead of a 16-point win. But it all depends on who the Republican nominee is here. If it's a really good candidate, the race could get closer, but if it's a bad candidate, it could go likely blue or possibly even safe blue if Mastriano gets the Republican nomination again. And now we'll go to the lean Republican states. We'll start off with Iowa. The reason this one is much closer than safe or likely Republicans because Rob Sand, he's looking to be the Democrat nominee for governor here. We saw in 2022 he was able to win his attorney general race, even though all the other elections were safe red and some of them likely red or lean red. Rob Sand was still able to hold on barely, so he's a big overperformer in the state. And this could help him out in the governor's election, but he's probably not going to win it just because he's not the incumbent, and it's harder to win like that when the state has trended more to the right and you're not the incumbent. But who knows, if a Republican The nominee there is not very good. It's possible Rob Sand could narrowly pull it off, but that's still going to be really hard. Next up, the state of Georgia. I believe this one's going to stay Republican. It's not going to be as great of a win as Brian Kemp's 7-point win, but I have Republicans here winning by about 3 as of now. It's going to be an open race, but looks like they have a decent candidate on the Republican side. And then many of the Democrat candidates aren't all that great. We have Stacey Abrams, Lucy McBath. They're not going to be able to quite win this race as of now. But if Republicans somehow nominate a bad candidate, or Democrats put so much time and energy in this state, they could pick the right candidate. It's possible to flip, but it'll be harder to flip things in Georgia on the statewide level, because the state level, the state is more red than the federal level. We saw in 2022 the Senate went blue for Raphael Warnock, while many of the other elections on the state level went red by either a lean or likely red. And state of Michigan as well. As of now, I think it's lean Republican. The reason for that is because it is a three-way race. We saw the mayor of Detroit. He has decided to run as an independent, which could pull away many voters from the Democrat side. I'm not sure how much percent of the vote he's going to end up getting on the general election. It could fade away. It may not, but it's looking like he did declare to run as an independent. If for some reason he decides to drop out, then the state of Michigan can be lean blue. But John James is a pretty good candidate. He's not quite like super good as people expect, but he does better than most other candidates in the state of Michigan. So with the ticket splitting amongst Democrats for the most part, believe that he can win John James by about 2 percentage points as of now. Could be a little more though, or it could be closer depending on, it all depends on how the independent does in this race. And finally, our last lean Republican state will be the state of Arizona. Overall, this state tends to be redder on most elections. In 2022, Kari Lake was leading the polls by about 3 percentage points on average, but Katie Hobbs still was able to narrowly pull it off here. That is because of Kari Lake being a very controversial candidate, very weak. She barely lost in 2022, and in 2024 she lost even more. But Trump was able to win the state by 5.5 points, and party registration here has been trending towards the right, which could help Republicans here. And it's looking like Andy Biggs is going to be the Republican nominee here. He's not nearly controversial to the level of Kari Lake here. He'll be able to win more of these Republican voters who did not want to vote for Kari Lake, which could help flip this state by about 2 to 3 points. And Katie Hobbs is not super popular in the state either. She's not very unpopular, but she's not super popular either, so it won't be too hard to defeat her if Republicans can pick the right candidate and campaign well in this state. Finally, Wisconsin. This one's going to be a very close one. Tony Evers, he may or may not run. I'm going to say he does in this prediction. It's going to be very close. Looks like Eric Hove might even go for it. He got really close in 2024 on the Senate level. It's going to be a close one. Both sides are going to campaign very well here, but it's looking like it's probably going to stay tilt blue as of now, just because Democrats typically do better on statewide races in the state of Wisconsin here. But this is a close one to watch out for. Have Beavers winning by somewhere between 0.5 percentage all the way to 1 point. But it could go even bluer. It might flip red. It's a good one to watch out for. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Be sure to comment down below, like and subscribe, and let me know which one of these states you would possibly change, whether you would maybe flip New Jersey blue, Or if you flip Arizona, Georgia blue, or Wisconsin red, or any of these other states you want me to change, like putting Kansas more competitive, or maybe you would think to put any of these other states safer blue or safer red, just let me know in the comments below. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.